Hello again, dear ones. Did you watch lecture 3 talking about kinds of matter, their mass, and their volumes? Do you still have any questions? So, I think you tried to solve the worksheet at home. Now, together, we're gonna solve the worksheet and so you can check if you have any mistakes. Let's start with question 1. This question is found in your book on page 193. You have to check the correct answer, and there is one correct answer for each part. Part A. Matter is anything that floats on water or has mass and takes up space. What do you think? Isn't water made of matter also? Aren't things found inside the water or that can sink in water made of matter also? So this is not the right choice. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space for sure. So we're choosing choice number 2. Part B. The amount of material that an object contains is the object's what? Is it its volume, energy, or mass? I will cross the word energy since no one talked about it in the lecture. We're not talking about energies in here. We still have two choices, volume and mass. Let's revise the definitions of these two terms. What's the volume of an object? What is its mass? The volume is the amount of space that an object takes, and the mass is the amount of matter that an object contains. So the correct answer in this part is the third one, since the amount of material that an object contains is the object's mass. Let's move now to part C. Which of the following objects had the greatest mass? A drinking straw, a cell phone, or an airplane, a real airplane? A drinking straw, a cell phone, and airplane are all made of matter, so they have a mass and they have a volume. But which one of these three objects has more mass than the others? Which one of them is heavier than the others? Is it the drinking straw? No. I think the drinking straw has less mass than the cell phone and the airplane. The heaviest one, the heaviest object is the airplane. So the airplane has the greatest mass. Part D. In order to measure the mass of some apples, what do we use? Do we use a graduated cylinder? Do we use a measuring spoon or a balance? Do you remember the exercise that we solved about the mass of the truck and the blocks? What did we use? What did we use? Yes, perfect, good job. We used a pan balance with two pans in it. So, a balance is used to measure the mass of some apples. Part E. Which container has the greatest mass? As you can see, we have three containers. One of them has rice in it, the first one. The second one has iron balls in it, and the third one has cotton in it. So we must tell or find the container with the highest mass. Which of the containers has more mass than the others? Is it the rice container, iron balls container, or the cotton container? Since cotton is so light, it doesn't have a high mass, so it's less mass than the others. The rice comes in the second place, and the iron balls, since the metal balls are heavy, they have more mass than the others, so we must choose the second container. The second container has more mass than the others, right? Which sentence is true? Part F. We have two balls, a basketball and a beach ball. They both look the same. They are taking almost the same space. Okay? So, which sentence is true? A and B have almost similar volumes, or B has more mass than A? What do you think? This is clear. Since A and B have almost the same size, that means that they are taking the same space. So they have almost same volumes. Since the volume is the amount of space that an object takes, balls A and B have almost the same volume. Part G. Which sentence doesn't describe the volume of an object? It does not talk about the volume of an object. It is the amount of space an object occupies. Is the volume the amount of space that an object takes up? Yes, it is. So this one is true. We cannot choose it. It is measured in grams. What do you think? What property of matter is measured in grams? It is the mass for sure. So this is a wrong answer. The volume isn't measured in grams. It is measured in liters. So mass is measured in gram. This is the wrong answer, so we should choose it. It is a property of matter. That's right. So the volume is the amount of space an object occupies, and it is also a property of matter, but it's not measured in grams. The mass, which is another property of matter, is measured in grams and kilograms. Question 2. It is also a question in the book. On his desk, Ali has two boxes, a box of books and a box of toothpicks. And these two boxes have the same volumes. They are taking the same space. Compare the masses of the boxes. Which box is heavier? Is it the box of books or the box of toothpicks? What do you think? Good job. It's the box of books. The box of books is heavier. So we will say the box of books has more mass than the box of toothpicks. Okay, so this is the right answer. The box of books has more mass than the box of toothpicks. The box of books is heavier. Question 3. You fill a sink with water. You turn a plastic cup upside down and push it into the water. You can try it at home. The cup doesn't fill up with water, and you try to push it, but it is hard to push it into the water. Determine why the cup doesn't fill up with water. So in this question, you have to give me the answer and to justify it. So why the cup doesn't fill up with water, and you're trying to push it down into the water and it's hard to push it? What do you think? Is there anything inside the cup? Perfect. Yes, it has air inside it, and air is matter, and it is taking a space inside the cup. So is there any more space for the water to come in? No. So good job. The cup is filled with air, and the air particles are taking space in the cup. So there is no more space for the water. This is why the cup doesn't fill up with water. So what should we write? The cup is filled with air, and the air particles are taking up space in the cup. So there's no more space for the water to get in the cup. So this is why the cup doesn't fill up with water when we push it into the water. In the question 4, the fourth question, we can see pan balances. So, Marilyn used this balance to measure the mass of a ball. Okay? And as we said, to get or to indicate the mass of an object, the two pans of a pan balance must be leveled on the same level, like the pans shown in pan balance A. What about pan balance B? Determine if the ball measures exactly 20 grams. What do you think? Is the ball mass 20 grams? More than 20 grams or less than 20 grams? What do you think? Is the ball heavier than the 20 grams weight? Perfect, good job. You did good. So, if we take a look on the pan balance B, we can clearly see that the ball is heavier than the 20 grams weight. This means that the ball measures more than 20 grams. And what we should write in here, the ball's mass is more than 20 grams since the pans aren't balanced, and we can clearly see that the ball is heavier than 20 grams. Weight. The volume of liquids can be measured using graduated cylinders or beakers. In question number 5, we have to read the volumes of liquids in graduated cylinders and to write this volume and to add the unit of measuring volumes, which is milliliter. Okay, let's check the first one. We have to check the level of the liquid in it. Let me add an arrow so you can see. So here is the level of the liquid in the graduated cylinder. What we have to do is to count, okay? Each small line in here is 1 milliliter. So we'll start reading 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 milliliter. Since, as I said, each line is 1 milliliter. So the volume of the liquid in this case is 14 milliliter. Let's check the second one, okay? Right in here, each line is 1 milliliter, 10, 20, 30, 40. So we must start counting after 40. 41, 42. So the volume in this case is 42 milliliter. What about the third one? As you can see, they didn't put 10, 20, and each line isn't equal to 1 milliliter. What we have to do is to find the scale this cylinder is following. So each 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 25 milliliter. This means Reading the volume on a graduated cylinder is similar to reading the marks on a ruler. In the third case, each mark is 5 milliliter. Let's try to count them. 5, 10, 15, 10, 20, 25. So each mark is 5 milliliters. So we have to be careful when reading the volume on the graduated cylinder. Let's see CRT. Don't forget that you must go to the eye level to read the volume on a graduated cylinder. So I'll start from 75, and as I said, each mark is 5 milliliter. So 75, 80, 85, 90. I'm adding 5 by 5 since each mark is 5 milliliter. So the volume of the liquid in this graduated cylinder is 90 milliliter. So it's so important to understand or to get the scale used in each cylinder. Let's check the last one. So each 10 marks are equal to 100 milliliter. This means that each mark is, yes, 10 milliliters. Excellent. So we're adding 10 by 10. Okay, we're going 10 by 10. Each mark is 10 milliliter. So let's check the level of the liquid in here. It's on the larger line between 200 and 300, and let's count. 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, and 250. Perfect. 250 milliliter. Okay, so reading a graduated cylinder is similar to reading a ruler. Okay, we have to find the scale used in the cylinder to get the volume. In question number 6, we have a balance. This balance is used to measure the mass of objects, and we have two graduated cylinders. Part A, indicate the mass of the rock. Can you read the mass of the rock? Yes? Great job. 482.63. What's the unit of measurement in here? It's gram. That's right. Good job. So here is the mass written in front of us. It's 482.63 grams. I will copy the mass in here. 482.63, and don't forget the unit, which is gram. So the mass of the rock is 482.63 grams. Part B, determine the volume of the rock. What is the volume of the rock? The volume is the space an object takes up. So we have two cylinders. In the first one, and as we can see, the volume of the water in it was 600 milliliter. Do not forget the unit. 600 milliliter at the beginning. When we put the rock inside the water, the total volume is 800 milliliter. So what is the difference? What did we do? We added the rock. How much space did the rock take in the water? What should we do? To find the volume of the rock, we must put, 800 milliliters, so I'm gonna put them this way. At the beginning, the volume of the water was 600 milliliter. After putting the rock, the volume is 800 milliliter. This means that the rock filled up 200 milliliters. What did I do? 800 minus 600 gives us 200 milliliters. So the volume of the rock is 200 milliliter. I will repeat. Okay? So we have the water in the first cylinder. Volume of the water in the first cylinder is equal to 600 milliliter. The volume of the water in the second, in cylinder 2, is 800 milliliter. Why did the volume of the water increase? Why is it bigger in the second cylinder? Because we added a rock. So the volume of the rock is equal to 800 minus 600. That means equal to 200 milliliter. Clear till now? So if you still have any questions, any clarifications, I'm always here to answer them. Okay? Take care. Bye bye.